The National Weather Service confirming that this was a tornado that made its way from Andover through Coventry and into Mansfield. Tonight, crews in those towns continue to pick up all this damage. And that was just one storm. A microburst also hit the town of Tolland. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hannah Daniels. Dennis and Denise are off tonight. We have team coverage of the damage left behind by these storms. Channel 3's Karen Lee is in
Max,
Andover,
come here.
and Best Off is in Coventry. But we begin with Chief Meteorologist Bruce DeFries. Bruce.
Well, Hannah, was at this time yesterday we were still tracking a tornado warning in northeastern Connecticut, and as it turned out, we did have a microburst and a tornado touchdown. Let's start with the microburst. It happened in Tolland beginning around 4:27 yesterday afternoon. The maximum estimated wind speeds about 80 miles an hour. The width of the damage 50 yards and the path length 1.25 miles. Now, this is straight line wind damage.
Can you turn that volume up just a little bit? You know how to turn it up?
There were signs of twisting.
Right back there on that. Turn that button a little bit to the right.
That was an EF1 tornado
Yeah, just a little
with winds
bit.
of 90 miles an hour.
Okay,
Touchdown around 5:19 in the afternoon. Lifted at 5:51. The width 100 yards. Path length 11.2 miles. Going from Andover, beginning right there on East Street in Andover, and then it finally lifted for good around Clover Mill Road in Mansfield, right there near Route 195. So that was an EF1 tornado on the enhanced Fujita scale with winds of 90 miles an hour, causing a lot of tree damage in that part of the state yesterday. Now today, folks in Coventry and Mansfield spent the day cleaning up after this tornado. Channel 3's Len Bestoff is on your side in Coventry with that story.
Hey, Bruce, well, like you were saying, people are having a very hot, sticky day to clean up down trees that have been lifted up straight from the roots like this one here. And for many folks, this is not a one-day deal. In many parts of Tolland County today, you heard the hum of chainsaws. This after a tornado roared through yesterday, leaving a lot of damage in its wake.
It's crazy. They got a lot of work on their hands, these people.
In the midst of all this cleaning up, National Weather Service observers came to town to see everything firsthand, and in the end, they determined it was a tornado that touched down and did a damaging dance. They spoke with Allison Blair, who showed us last night.
You know how close we came to missing that tornado? We must have drove right through the edge of it.
Branch went through our
when
ceiling,
we were coming down Bunker
but we
Hill
didn't
Road.
realize that several branches went through our ceiling.
Besides learning the damage to her home was more significant than first thought, Blair got a small surprise from her insurance company.
I didn't expect to have to wait 7 days before their adjuster would come to look at our home, and so it's a little irritating that we can't start to fix our home.
The church, okay? Tell me when.
Now, what was amazing during our travels today in both Coventry and Mansfield is that even though some folks like Allison Blair had a really rough go of it, you'd go like one house down or a house across the street and there was no damage at all. We're on your side in Coventry. Len Bestoff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you. And Coventry is not the only area where the tornado hit Andover. It's had its share of debris across properties.
Andover.
And it's where this storm first touched down. Channel 3's Karen Lee is on your side in
Here
Andover,
it is,
where
Max.
the cemetery was hit particularly hard.
Here's the
A
cemetery.
perfect example of this tornado touching down is right here in this cemetery. Now, it's mostly concentrated in this area.
That was the same girl I just saw there when I went by the cemetery, the church.
Just over here,
I saw her
right
green
over,
shirt.
Right next to it,
Yeah,
another
this
tree
is it
has
right
been
here.
uprooted, and then further over to
This is
my
what we
right,
saw
you
last
can see
night.
that heap of debris. Underneath there is several tombstones that have been knocked over. Brian Grenier had been right in this downtown area when yesterday's tornado first touched down. He has two homes that were right in the beginning and the end of its angry path.
The windstorm came pretty close to our house right up here in Andover.
Oh my God.
Went over towards my house in Mansfield. Missed two houses by a quarter mile each.
He's one of the lucky ones. Driving around, there's proof everywhere of just how damaging this tornado was.
Zigzagging through the roads up here, and there'd be no debris here, and then for a quarter mile, 100 yards, there'd be a bunch of debris in the road, then it would clear up.
This cemetery on Route 6 took a huge hit. Headstones were no match for these crushing trees. The cemetery belongs to the First Congregational Church and has been around since the 1800s.
If you can figure the math, we had our 150th in 1997. So the cemetery has been here since, I think, since the original church, or since the second church was built.
Now, because the church building was not damaged at all, no programs or services have been affected. Reporting on your side in Andover, Karen Lee, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Several streets in Hartford are cleaning up after